Welcome to Aging with Purpose and Passion, the podcast designed to inspire your greatness and thrive through life. Get ready to conquer your fears. Here's your host, psychotherapist, coach, and empowerment expert, Beverly Glazer.
Some people dream of retiring, and others think, retirement? That's not for me. I'm not done. Are you looking to maximize your full potential? Well, you're going to love my next guest. I'm Beverly Glazer, and I'm a coach and a therapist. And in these episodes, I hope to empower you with a treasure trove of stories of women who've gone through difficult challenges and have transformed, triumphed, and helped others because of them. And today, you're going to meet Connie Inukai, otherwise known as the Grandmapreneur. She's a retired teacher and became an award-winning inventor at the age of 68. Connie's an author, a speaker, and yes, she takes care of her grandchildren too. So grab a cup of coffee or maybe a glass of wine, and let's meet Connie. Hi, Connie. Welcome.
Hi, Beverly. Thanks for having me on here.
It's a pleasure, and it is going to be fun. Grandmapreneur. That caught my eye big time. What does Grandmapreneur mean to you?
Well, I actually trademarked the name because I'm an inventor and I know all about trademarks. So I trademarked the name. What it means is it's a grandma who's also an entrepreneur. But as you notice, I put grandma first because that's most important to me.
Yeah, it sure is. But you were also teaching technical writing in university. Was that a wake-up call that you wanted to do more than teach because you're teaching younger people that are going on with their lives? And you're teaching?
I'm not a teacher now. I retired after 40 years of teaching.
Yes.
And I taught technical writing, and that's writing for engineers. And that really inspired me to retire because for my first assignment, I would have my students find a dream job in the engineering field that they were not qualified for. And then I would give them writing assignments that would get them qualified. And so every assignment I gave them was based on something that they would have to do, such as write an instruction manual, write a brochure, write so many things, a job description, write all those things. And what I realized that when they were finding their dream jobs, they were going to be starting at a salary that was twice my salary after 40 years of teaching. So that inspired me because I inspired 3 children. I inspired thousands of students over 40 years. And I figured, why don't I start inspiring myself? So that's what I did.
Good stuff. And you didn't stop. What challenges did you face?
Well, for example, I first became an inventor. I had no idea how to be an inventor, but I'm not afraid to learn. So I learned all about inventing. And
inventing what? Inventing what?
I invented, well, this is only audio, but I'm going to show you my invention. My invention is when people, everybody invents things for babies or for children or for millennials. I invent things for older people. So when you get older, like over 55, people often have a difficult time reading the menu in a restaurant, either because the print is too small or the restaurant is too dark. So for my invention, I created a little handheld device, and on it is a magnifier and a light on the back that's not obtrusive like the smartphone. And it can also figure out a tip and split the bill in 3 seconds. So I knew nothing about inventing. But because this was my first invention, I started thinking about it before I retired. So as I was assigning my students to write an instruction manual, I wrote an instruction manual for Tip and Split. And then when I asked them to write a brochure for the company that they wanted to work for, I used their ideas and wrote a brochure for Tip and Split. And right along that course, my last semester, I borrowed the brains of my 21-year-old college students. They were all seniors, and I created my business.
And that's called Tip and Split, right?
Yes.
And people can order that on Amazon?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so the challenges, though, here you are, you were 68 years old. You come up with a prototype. Now you have to get somebody to follow that prototype, to build it, to find even engineers that you were training. Yeah. How did you go about doing that?
Well, actually, I was very fortunate because my former husband is an electrical engineer and he's brilliant. And I told him what I wanted to do, and he created all of the algorithms to make Tip and Split run smoothly. So I was really lucky. And then I found a manufacturer in China. I joined some Facebook groups for inventors, and I found a manufacturer. Now that was a little challenging because they didn't do a good job. I had to fire them. And so then I got another one, and they started out okay. And then they were lazy with their production and they made some errors. And so I had to eat up all of their errors.
Yeah.
And that was a big challenge and disappointing. And so I actually put Tip and Split on hold for a while so I could figure out how to get the best manufacturer.
Right. And what kept you going? How come you didn't just quit and say, okay, this is a loss?
Well, because people have dreams. And when you're an inventor, I would say about 3 out of 10 people have an invention in their head. And, but very few people act on it. And they only have regrets when they go to a store 10 years later and see their idea on the shelves. And I didn't want that to happen to me. So I kept going. And then I had put Tip and Split on hold because I had another product. And all of a sudden, I was asked by the patent office, the U.S. Patent Office, to be a presenter at their annual conference about inventing. And that was so exciting to me because they had 3 speakers and the other 2 were both on Shark Tank. But everybody applauded for me and my invention. So I was so happy to be a speaker. So now I'm really trying to promote Tip and Split again because everybody loved it.
That's awesome.
So that was great. So I'm, why don't I give up? Well, why would I?
Yeah.
Because I have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think that's typical entrepreneurial spirit. You just keep on going.
Exactly.
How do you feel retirees can leverage their skills and experience to come up with a marketable product?
Well, I actually just gave a TEDx talk to encourage retirees to follow their passion in retirement. So that's what I'm doing myself. So I also wrote a book about it, okay, to go along with my TEDx talk. Mm-hmm. And what I encourage them to look through what they're good at. So I was a writing teacher for 40 years, so I'm good at writing.
Right.
So I started a new project, and it's called Write Your Selfie. And Write Your Selfie is a book about my life, my ancestry, my parents, my children, everything. And I wrote the book because when you get older, everybody wants to be remembered after they're gone. So my grandchildren know all about me. I wrote a book about my life, and so many people want to write their life story, but they don't know how. So I know how, so I can get them started and finished in 6 weeks.
That's awesome. You also were on the Today Show and you were on The View. How did you get on those shows? Did you have a PR company behind you? What did you do?
That's very interesting. I hired a PR company because I knew I needed some visibility for my tip and split. I actually hired 2 companies. Neither one of them got me anything, and I paid them. Mm-hmm. So what I did is I got them myself. I called up the Today Show, I called up The View, and I got on there. And then I wrote a book about that to help other people get free publicity. And my book is called How I Got My Product on QVC, the Today Show, The View, and more in my retirement. So I give them tips on how to get their own publicity.
Yeah, fantastic. So what are the key steps that you'd recommend to someone who wants to launch a product? The key steps.
A product or a service?
Well, let's try a product, like a tip and split. Like I have an idea. Now I have a product. Like, what do I do? Okay.
Well, the first thing you have to do is do a Google search and see if there's anything like it on the market. Because if there is, what you have to do is make changes to it, make it better or different than the products on the market. And you can find that through a Google search. And then you can also find it on the U.S. Patent Office's website. You can check out products. Okay. You can also check out the names of products. Like I put down tip and split. And I'm the only one. Okay. I checked out Grandmapreneur. I'm the only one. So you have to be able to do a little bit of research, but mainly, you have to know what to do. So if you want to do a product, go through Google and find for my product, there's nothing else like it on the market, but you could look at tip calculators and see what they have. Now, almost everything is an app, but my product is not an app because I don't believe in bringing your phone to the dinner table because you get too distracted looking at pictures and text messages. So I like mine because it's a handheld device that you can just slip in your purse or your pocket. So if somebody wants to find a product, those are the 2 suggestions I would give you. Do a Google search for similar products. So for mine, I looked up tip calculator, handheld magnifier with light, and I couldn't find anything that did all that. So you can do that.
So that was the key. What do you wish that you would have known when you first started your journey?
What do I wish I had known?
Yeah.
Well, I wish I had known. So when you're an inventor or any kind of business person, so many people will tell you, why are you doing that?
Right.
And it discouraged me a little bit. So my best advice, I wish I had known, don't listen to them. Just keep going. Just get out the noise from what you're doing.
Yeah, that's terrific advice because you're going to get so many people, particularly if you're a retiree. What are you starting this for? You could retire. You don't need the aggravation.
Right.
All that negative stuff. Yeah. Don't listen. Yeah.
I'm sure you get that too, right?
Oh, I did get it. Now people just, they just say to me nothing. They just know this is bad. I'm not stopping. I think it's just getting better, right? There's so much more to do.
So we have to cut out the negativity in our lives and know that whether it's successful or not doesn't matter, but I'm doing it.
100%.
So anybody who wants to do something, don't worry at the beginning. Just keep going and learning.
Yeah. And the more you learn, the more you do, the more you come out, but you have to keep on pedaling. You keep on pedaling.
So I have a new invention that I'm not going to tell you. I'll tell you in about 1 month. And it's a big one. It's totally different.
Awesome. We'll all be waiting. What advice do you have for other retirees who are interested in entrepreneurship?
Well, I would say the first thing you should do is join a Facebook group with other entrepreneurs and find out what they're doing. Okay, and ask questions, and you'll get answers. Like once I was on a Facebook group for inventors, and I said, does anyone have a good manufacturer? That was easy. And I got so many responses. And so I would say, get on Facebook mainly, Facebook groups, and LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. LinkedIn, you can also find other people who you can learn from.
Yes. So what you're saying is join groups, ask questions, do the groundwork, check Google, just do all your research, and everybody's out there and people will help you. That's exactly what I'm hearing. Yeah.
Exactly. So, they will help you. And if they want to charge you, don't go there. I would say that because when you're a new entrepreneur, everybody wants to help you for a big fee.
Yeah.
So I've learned my lessons.
Very, very good advice. I want to thank you, Connie, because in true entrepreneurial spirit, you keep challenging yourself. And by challenging yourself, you're keeping that spark alive.
Exactly.
Connie Inukai is a serial grandmapreneur. She's a retired teacher and became an award-winning inventor at the age of 68. She speaks to retirees on pursuing business in retirement. She's an author of many books and inspires other baby boomers to create their own stories and have an active retirement through business. You can learn more about Connie than on her website, which is connieinukaiauthor.com or grandmapreneur.com. And she's on LinkedIn, and she's on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and everywhere. And her contact links will be in the show notes below. And they're on my site too. That's reinventimpossible.com. So what's next for you? Unlock your full potential with the Reinvention inventory and see exactly how close you are to getting where you want to be. And that link is also in the show notes. You can connect with me, Beverly Glazer, in my positive group of women on Facebook, Women Over 50 Rock. And thank you for listening. Have you enjoyed this episode? Click subscribe, then drop us a review and forward this episode to a friend right now. And remember, you only have one life, so live it with purpose and passion.
Thank you for joining us. You can connect with Bev on her website, reinventimpossible.com. And while you're there, join our newsletter. Subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Until next time, keep aging with purpose and passion, and celebrate life.